welcome back to Total Spotfest. This is Jamie, that's JJ, and yes, today we have an amazing special guest. The man who gave me the greatest Christmas present a man could ever get, a Liontamer, yes, Mr. JDX.
All right, Jimmy, all right. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I got to correct you there. First off, man, it's not. Well, it is the Liontamer, but I call it the Chicago crab because I am from Chicago, and Boston crab. Like
that's fair. Okay.
Well, sharpshooter, scorpion, deathlock. I mean, it is. You have no idea, JDX. So, first of all, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it immensely.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Jamie's favorite move is the Liontamer, and he brought you into this very, very quickly, and you acquiesced in the most lightning fast fashion too, because Jeremy White, who we were wrestling, he's been trolling him for going on 4 years now to do a Liontamer.
Yeah,
okay,
I heard.
That is so much better. So tell to our listeners here, because you're from Chicago, but you currently live and wrestle out of Atlanta, right?
Yes, sir. I kind of wrestle out of Atlanta. I've only had just my third event here in Atlanta since moving here back in April. It's almost been a year.
Okay.
Yeah. But
You're close to a year. That's right.
What's that now? I'm sorry.
We're getting close to a year. Yeah. This post-COVID time, it's a flat circle. So
Atlanta got to get on board, man. Atlanta's got to get on board. But I think part of it was me training. I moved here to Atlanta back in April from Minnesota. I spent 4 years there.
Okay.
Just about. And I started training at the Nightmare Factory back in April through like June or July-ish. And I suffered a groin injury like 2 weeks into training. And I wasn't taking many bookings. And I wasn't really going to the shows and stuff and helping out and, shaking hands and networking and stuff at the Atlanta show. So I guess I'll take some of the blame for it. But yeah, I don't know.
That's fair.
It happens, right?
I don't know. It's just in comparison to Minnesota, like I was booked every single weekend, like multiple shows a weekend.
Right.
And, it's like starting over almost. Like moving here in Atlanta, it feels like I've started over, so to speak. Like trying to break into a new territory.
That's very interesting, and that's actually something I wanted to ask you about too, because I know that you have had ties up here in the Northwest and the Upper Northwest. You said you're from Chicago, with deep wrestling history in Chicago, Minnesota, right? How does it, when moving to different area or going to different areas, trying to break into different like regions, maybe even say like, oh, I want to try and do more wrestling in Texas or Cali or Northeast, right?
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, is it a matter of, because we hear a lot about how the indie wrestling world is a small world and everybody knows each other, but then again, there is some territorial things still that happen with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the days of the territory, but it kind of is a little bit to get in, right?
For sure. There are different. I would say that some states are probably harder to break into than others, because there are there's people are territorial. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I feel like some towns, some states use a lot of the same talent, rightfully so, because and specifically here in Atlanta, there's great freaking guys like AC Mack, freaking Owen Knight, freaking Ashton Starr. You got a lot of good talent here in Atlanta, so that's what makes it harder. You know what I mean? But sometimes I question. I'm like, damn, okay, are they we already got a very good black indie wrestler? You know what I mean? Already homegrown. So it's why do we need a JDX? That's how I kind of question myself on that sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's unfortunate but true. Sometimes it's we got a token, we're good, right? Which I think is a terrible thing. Which is why I love, and this is something Jimmy wanted to talk about a little bit too, about Jonathan Gresham doing promotion now with Terminus, which you were recently in, which had, and I love to see had a lot of great young black wrestlers in it.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I got Baron Black to thank for that. Baron Black was one of my assistant coaches at the Nightmare Factory, and he's like really, he's really taking me under his wing. At first, it was like I call him like my new wrestling dad, so to speak, because I said Airwolf, Darius Martin out of Top Flight. I trained with him and Dante Martin up in Minnesota under Ken Anderson and all those guys. And so. Yeah. You can't help but do that, right? But then, so like Darius would take me around to like different promotions and stuff, and now it's kind of like Baron has taken that role into my career, my life, so to speak. So, Baron Black is to thank for me being on Terminus. Of course, Jonathan Gresham had to bless it, of course, you know what I mean, because they're like co-promoting it or whatever. Right. So, I had never met Jonathan before this past Sunday, so I was like, damn, no, seriously, I haven't.
That's cool.
So I was like, curious, like, damn, does he even like mess with my work, like, or is it just like strictly a Baron thing, like a favor type of thing? So I was curious about that.
How was he?
He was awesome, man. Of course, he was busy, like, as you can imagine, like running the show, dude. Like, you're busy as hell. Like, they were up there, like, we was in the Croc Center of Atlanta, and like it was like a big gymnasium, so to speak, and like him and Baron went up to the top, like, and had like a mafia mob type of meeting and shit. Like,
that's badass.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I did want to talk about, because you say that you haven't had too much in Atlanta, but oh my goodness, man, you were like everywhere else. Everywhere, every time I look, I see you booked, somewhere else. We actually had a guy out of Second Wrestling in Chicago bring up your name, wanting to work with you, which I thought was really cool. We just did an interview with him.
Jeremy Fine or Jeremy,
Jeremy Fine.
Rabbi.
Rabbi. Good old Rabbi.
That's my guy.
I love Jeremy. He's cool as hell.
Good old Rabbi.
We quickly diverged to like straight nerddom like halfway through our interview. It was just like, started like ranking Marvel movies, and I'm like, whoa, this is a wrestling podcast, y'all.
Hey, next time I come on, we're gonna have to. We'll dig deep into all of that. Like, we'll go on these side tangents and talk about how I hated the new Spider-Man, and like, we'll go.
Oh, look at that hot take right there! Wow, Jamie's already taking a step back.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'll show you. I'm definitely a Batman guy, so I gotta rock that.
Oh shit, yeah, hell yeah, I am too.
New Batman. How good does that new Batman? Oh my god. Or are you?
He doesn't look through.
Oh, you're like what? Okay, all right. Well,
he caught it. I don't know, man. All right, real quick.
No, let's go.
I'm a Batfleck guy. So I was really hoping they would continue on with him, and it sounds like they're not. Sorry for any spoilers out there, but like in Flash, it sounds like they're gonna undo like the DCEU universe, like the Snyder universe is what
I think they're using Flashpoint to do that. They're going to use Flashpoint basically to clean up timelines.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Robert Pattinson. We'll see. I think it's very gothic-y feeling, and I don't know.
Well, I like it because it goes towards the detective side of Batman,
which I love.
I think I'm going to appreciate that more, to be honest.
For sure.
And here's my view on it too, because and me and Jamie have had this talk many times over, because we grew up with Keaton and Jack Nicholson, and I remember when Heath Ledger was announced as the Joker, and everyone lost their freaking minds, right? Like, this guy's gonna be terrible. Brokeback Mountain is the Joker, and look what happened. I liked Batfleck. I liked Affleck because I thought he was a very good, one of the better representations, I think, Bruce Wayne.
For sure.
His Bruce Wayne is like pretty much epitome of what Bruce... Right. Altogether, I didn't think he was the best, but I liked his Bruce Wayne version of it. I'm a big comic book fan, too, of this, and so I see a lot of the new Batman as really focusing in on kind of the year one, and a little bit of the Long Halloween. So it's got some of those the darker variants of Batman. So I'm super excited for it, and So we had.
I'm going in with I'm going in being optimistic. I'm hoping it
Sure.
knocks my socks.
Wish for the best.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best. The new Scream, when I first saw the trailer, I love Scream. I love horror movies, and when I first saw the Scream trailer, I was kind of like, I don't know about this one, but I came out loving that movie, Scream 5. I loved it. So
yeah,
okay.
hopefully
So we
Jimmy's the horror movie guy. I'm gonna back up.
It was basically like, we love you and miss you, Wes Craven. That's what I got out of the whole movie. Like, it was amazing.
It was sad at points, like when Sam, the new main character, she was like, she was thanking Sydney. She was like, "Thank you for everything," or I can't remember if she told Gail, "Thank you too." But it was basically like they were singing a swan song for her, like telling her like, "Thank you for," as the fans, like, "Thank you for all your contributions to the franchise."
Okay.
Yeah, it had that vibe to it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. But one thing that might bake your noodle too, that there's rumors that Robert Pattinson is not Bruce Wayne. He's Thomas Wayne.
Gary? Thomas Wayne.
They're gonna go that route.
I've heard a couple different variants of that too. Yeah, that he's basically. There's also talk that it's going to be his only Batman movie, which I'm like, I don't.
Nah,
it's not perfect for the Thomas Wayne. Then...
If he's Thomas Wayne, sure, but I mean, what if he's good though?
Wayne?
If he's really good, he only does one. That's gonna suck ass.
No, I feel like the Joker. Like, I love the Joker. One of my favorite movies of all time. But like, I want, like, as selfishly as I want them to do another one, it's like, it can be a standalone great film. You know what I mean? If they just never.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So I don't know if they kill it. If Matt Reeves kills this Batman and just like,
there will be another Batman. I have no faith.
I doubt it though, because they said that, like, I think the Joker is supposed to be in this, and then like Robin maybe or something like that. Like, we're gonna see like
there's supposed to be. I mean, I've heard all sorts of stuff. I heard Joaquin Phoenix is going to show, or there can be a different Joker. It's going to be. I mean, the rumors are out there all over the place, and I'm kind of like you. I'm taking a step back. I've watched the trailers and all that shit, and I'm like, all right, let's see what it comes up. Let's see. We only got a few more months here. Let's see what happens with it. Fair. I don't care as long as I get a good Batman property. I am a happy boy.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So wrestling, yeah. Let's go back. This is what happens all the time with us. We just get going on nerd stuff.
Hey, wrestling
we
fans
can talk
are
movies.
comic book fans for the most part.
Exactly.
So,
So, are you the current Black Wrestling Matters champion? Is that right? That's what I have.
No, I'm disappointed in you. The D stands for disappointed because I'm highly disappointed.
Oh.
I should stand here, or sit here rather. I should be sitting here, the Black Wrestlers Matter champion, because I have in that match, me and Jossie, we went about 35 minutes roughly. But at one point, I actually locked on. Actually, the picture I sent you of the Chicago crap.
Oh, that was that match?
Yeah, that was that match. And he tapped out, So I should be standing here 15 pounds heavier, but I'm not because the referee was knocked out. I'm not going to cry about it, but yeah.
That's some shit. Yeah.
That's some Nick Chin shit right there.
Nick Chin.
To answer your question, Nick Chin, yeah, hell yeah. I love Chin.
But we saw him do a choke slam this weekend.
Jossie is the champion. Jossie is the
Jossie, yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just looking at the people you have wrestled, and you have an amazing resume. Like, that's all I gotta say.
Thank you.
I mean, Invictus Cash. Obviously, the Martins, like you trained with them, so you've wrestled them. Jossie is amazing. Cody Lang, I like Cody Lang. Daniel Garcia, and you've done some darks, and like, good God, you did kind of get killed by Wardlow, but we're not going to talk about that.
Twice.
Yeah, you took your bumps well. You sold like a champ.
I beg to differ. It's still like there. I'm trying to say a cool term. I don't know. I'll say it still bothers me that the first time I wrestled him was with my homie Brendan Gore, who also trained at the Nightmare Factory with. So during All Out Week, we in Chicago, we wrestled Wardlow and Sean Spears, and the spot was for him to give me a few power bombs, and that was probably, I shit you not, that was probably only the second power bomb I've ever taken in my 4-year career.
Wow.
Yeah, and I went up slow as hell for that power bomb. So, I think he gave me 2. Yeah, I went up slow as hell for both of them. So I know when I went back and faced him in Orlando, I made it a mental note that I'm going to get my ass up for him. So those were a lot better, but the ones in Chicago in that tag team match were horrid. So,
Okay.
It's a curve there with Wardlow, yeah. I mean, you didn't take 8 of them like Punk did either, too. So there's differences, but I mean, and you actually were being part of the Nightmare Factory, so you're around a lot of AEW, regulars and some stuff. Some people that we know, as well. Dean Alexander, of course, and a few others like that. Who would you say from the Nightmare Factory are people that you really enjoy kind of working with in the ring?
I would say right away the first name that came to mind was Darian Bankston. I'm trying to think who else I like Kid Bandit. Kid Bandit is really good. I knew right away he was going to be great.
He's got such a unique look. He really does.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's like a little anime character. Yes, for sure. I've got a match this Saturday against I'm about to butcher his last name. I believe it's Chris Sanson. It's like yeah, I'm gonna just stop there. That's his shoot name, I believe. Sometimes you don't know guys' gimmicks names when you train.
Well, that's okay. Hey, Journey Pro knows Darian Banks' name very well, but can't spell it to save their lives. So I mean,
facts.
It is what it is.
Yeah, those would be the guys, just to name a few. I'm sure there are more for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this guy, Lord's Warrior. He was part of my camp. He's new to wrestling. I really enjoyed working with him. Yeah. I haven't been able to lock up with a whole lot of Nightmare Factory guys. Not a ton, just like the guys that was kind of in my camp. I just recently started going to the night class, like the advanced class and stuff. So I've been able to get in there a little bit more, but still not as much as I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
So one of the things I did want to ask, it's the beginning of 2022. What are some goals that you have for 2022?
Some goals. Well, earlier I think it was off the record. You were saying that I'm like Danhausen. The D stands for Danhausen. Apparently, like Danhausen, I'm everywhere. Where I would argue against that. I don't feel like that. I feel like I want to be more places in bigger promotions. So that would be one goal.
Okay.
Being in big promotions, just all over the place. Sure, the GCWs, the championship wrestlings. Let me think. What else? PWG. Sure, shooting for the stars.
Right.
Shooting for the stars. Enjoy wrestling. The Defies. Places like that. I just want to start knocking on that door. I break independent wrestling into tiers. I feel like I'm kind of in tier 2. I break it up into 3 tiers, in the 3rd tier being like the PWGs of the world. You know what I mean? I guess you could say GW maybe. Just like the top, top.
The big kind of like the super indies almost, as we used to call them, right?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, and I feel like I'm if not knocking on the door of tier 2, I'm in tier 2. That's how I feel.
Okay, makes sense.
I want to continue to excel up in my tier ranking and feel like Jamie said, I'm everywhere. That's how I want to feel.
Right, yeah. Get you on Warrior on AEW, and PWG would be great, and because you've done stuff with First Wrestling, I think.
Yes,
right?
Sir. Yeah, I'm a First Wrestling baby.
That's right. Yeah, that's that's Karen's stuff right there. So First Wrestling, and then some other ones like that. And of course, we love seeing you here in Kansas City in Journey Pro. So how did you?
Journey Pro has been awesome.
Tell a little bit about how you got, because we know a little bit of behind the scenes there. Some people might not, just because of people who run Journey Pro. But how did you get kind of hooked up with and brought into Journey Pro?
I was originally, I believe it was right before COVID. I was supposed to go down there with Devon Moreau.
Okay.
Shout out to him. I was getting ready to go down there with him, I believe, and then COVID happened. Of course, there's the line. COVID happened.
Yep. Before COVID, after COVID,
right. But yeah, so that happened, and then I moved down here to Atlanta. And then Darian Bankston and Dean Alexander were riding up there. So I just
Okay.
hopped in the car. I hit them up and was like, "Yo, if I hop in the car with Darian Bankston, would you guys, utilize me?" And blase, blase, blase. And yeah, here we go.
There we go.
Yeah. So
you got over so quick.
Thank you. That's always the big fear. Like, just when you go to a new territory, it's like,
right. Yeah, you new guy. We don't. Some people might not know. I mean, Journey Pro is an interesting mix, of super marks, like us who watch a lot of stuff, and people who are very much not stupid and really into wrestling as much,
Yeah.
So it's kind of that. It's one of those interesting promotions where it's not just all a bunch of people who like know everything, right? It's a good mixture. So, but yeah, I mean, I gotta say, and the matches we've seen you do have been great. This last match that we saw at Die Hard 2's Christmas movie.
Thank you.
Die Hard 2 is also a Christmas movie. Excuse me.
It is my favorite. It is my favorite of the show.
It was outcome. Well. There's a very clear reason there. So.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, all your matches have been great. So we love having you up here. We love to see you more coming up in Journey Pro.
Oh hell yeah.
And you were just in Terminus. You want to do some bigger other promotions too. And it seems like you've got full in. I mean, the goal is of course to get on one of the big promotions at the end of the day, right? Or is it?
Terminus is one. I believe Terminus is I don't want to. Sorry to cut you off. I don't want to undersell what Terminus is about. Because I know they're on the big things. They already announced Santana. They announced Swerve. Shane Strickland.
Yeah.
Shane Strickland, yeah.
So, dude, I'm pumped about that just to hear his "Ain't Nobody" by Shaka Khan, his entrance, dude.
That's gonna be so good.
Yeah, all time.
We're gonna see him at the next PW Revolver show. He was announced.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And
that's a big one. Revolver.
So, Revolver that was our first. We went to Revolver this past weekend. It was our first time at Revolver.
Really?
Yeah.
Dope.
It was so good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that actually segues to a perfect question. So the Journey Pro crowd is different than the PW Revolver crowd. Like there's just these different vibes of crowds, and obviously us as fans feel it. Do you feel it? And do you know, like, how do you deal with it?
So I think the way to deal with it, I'm trying to think here. I want to say dumb it down, because I feel like I still perform, of course, just as hard. I would say, so I don't, when I wrestle at Journey Pro, I'm not thinking like, oh, these are casual fans. I wrestle just about the same as if like I was in front of a First Wrestling crowd, or like, and First Wrestling isn't even a super like indie crowd, honestly. They pop off the simplest things, like almost like a high leapfrog or whatever. They pop off like simple stuff. Okay. They're more like a bar, like that's how I kind of look at Journey Pro crowd. It's nothing. I don't look at it any less. I feel that I want to say it's necessarily easier, but when you got drinks going and like you got cool spots, like guys are like, the fans are popping regardless. And I'm sorry if I'm doing a poor job of explaining how it.
No, you're doing.
No, I think it's yeah.
I don't feel like, I don't go into matches thinking like, oh damn, they're casual fans. They don't really get wrestling. I think sometimes, you may have to spoon feed them, but like that's very rare. And I'm sure there are guys out there that would beg to differ. They would argue against that, but that's just how I feel. That's how I approach it. Like I maybe wouldn't do as crazy, like the crazy indie spots, like the extended like indie spots, so to speak.
Right.
If you guys catch my drift, if you get what I'm saying.
All the flippy spinning shit, sure.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't do as many of those, but that's about it, honestly.
Okay. So you don't like modify your character at all,
No,
perfect.
Tweak it or change it up. That's good, you know. So I know there are some guys who will do that. They'll be a little bit different if it's this type of scene, and they'll be like maybe a little bit more in this direction if it's a different type of scene, and you know, I think that's what kind of Jamie was getting at there.
I got you. I think the only thing that I would probably say is like if they're dead. Like if they're dead and they're not coming alive, then yeah, you might have to like spoon feed them a little bit and clap your a little bit. Like,
yeah, we had a lot of that.
I think the beginning of a match, like that's where
that's a good point. Yeah,
and submissions they don't come. Sometimes they don't come, so you gotta stomp your foot or whatever the case is, like to get them up. So yeah, those are the intricacies of a casual crowd, a super casual crowd.
So what do you prefer more for as you wrestle? Do you like more shoot wrestling? You know, do you like more of the flippy spinny shit, or you know, do you want to get in like death match? I mean, what is kind of your like stuff that you like and stuff that you know? I don't know. I mean, I don't foresee you as a death match guy, but you never know.
No.
He's too pretty. He's too pretty. He's got all his teeth.
Yeah. You can't be taking like fluorescent bulbs across the face. My old punk rock ass is like fuck yeah, you know. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I've done hardcore matches. I've done ladder matches, but that's about as far as it goes. I'm not doing no damn death match.
Okay, well, good. Well, good to know.
But I'm sorry. What was it?
So what do you style wise? Yeah, I mean, do you aim because you seem to be a very good, well-rounded, you know, submission catch, you know, flippy spinny, you know, all that stuff. What do you prefer to do?
I like shoe wrestling, like kind of like the catch as catch can, like kind of like what Jeremy Wyatt and I did at the very beginning, like where you just kind of flow, you just go out there and like fuck whatever happens. You
just go with it. Cool.
You just let it happen.
That's right up Jamie's alley. Jamie prefers that quite a bit.
I like a good technical match that ends with submission. Like that's how I feel like technical matches should end with a submission. Like I don't feel like there should be a finisher. It should be a submission forcing your opponent to tap because it's technical. So which brings me to my question, of course. Since you do the Chicago Crab, how many men have you made tap out to that?
Oh shit, countless.
There you go.
I'm trying to think. It's too many to count. I know probably the most impressive that come to mind is Royce Isaacs and Ken Anderson. So
really,
those are probably hell yeah. Those are probably the most like impressive people out from it as far as names go. And Ken, like a quick story on Ken. I was at a promotion called AWF, the American Wrestling Federation, up in Minnesota. It's like one of my home promotions where I won my first championship. And I was wrestling Ken, and my buddy PD Brown, he's the booker there. And the decision was made, you know, of course, out of respect. It was for me to go over to retain the title, but with a roll-up. And so Ken came into the locker room, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, Ken, PD wants me up with the roll-up. And Ken was like, no, like, what's your finish? Like, let's use that. Like, whatever your finish is, I'll go on to that, man. So, like, that was awesome. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Like, it just legitimized my finish that much more to beat a Ken Anderson with that move. You know what I mean? That was super cool. So, and of course, you know, he trained me, so of course he wanted me to look good as well.
Right. I mean, you look good, he looks good, everybody looks good, right? You know, I'll train that. That's mine. Yeah. That's cool. Okay, so we know at the time of this taping, you just had Terminus. I said, you have I forget what promotion you said you have coming up this particular weekend. How far do you usually book your stuff out? Do you kind of plan in months advance, or you know what is for those out there who might be wanting to get into this and thinking about things like that? Like how far out do you usually book out? Like months, weeks? Like how does that usually go?
Months.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be, hell, sometimes it can even be up to a year. Excuse me. Yeah, it can even be up to a year. Like if you're planning like a huge show or whatever. But most of the time, more often than not, it's always months.
Okay.
Sometimes it happens like a week before. Sometimes it happens a few weeks. It varies, but I would say the most common is months.
Okay, so it's not one of those things where it's like I don't know what I'm doing next weekend, but I'm going to be somewhere. Sort of that.
No.
That's
No,
okay.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be bad.
Well, just
If
wondering.
you're open, if you have an open date, most wrestlers post on Twitter like I have these open dates, or you just pull up to a promotion that you've been trying to get into, or that you would like to get into rather, and you go help out, network, whatever.
So I've heard that a lot more and more from people too. It's like I've heard like some guys we talked to, they're just like, I don't know, I just can't really get some bookings, and more and more people we've been talking to, they're just like, just show up. If you just show up and you're just there, let them know you're there, you might just get put on the card.
Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely, that does work. That is probably the most. Other than, of course, like someone literally putting it. Well, I won't even say that because sometimes guys put words in for you and it still doesn't do the trick. But yeah, I would probably say that's probably the most effective way. Just showing up and, introducing yourself straight up to the promoter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you have months planned out. Is it safe to assume that you'll be in Kansas City here in the next month?
Yes, the plan. That is the plan. Yes, I do plan on being in Kansas City for.
There is a tournament that's going to be starting sometime soon here for some shiny gold waistwear. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've only got one championship here. I used to have like 4. I got up to 4 about a couple of years ago. Yeah, so I had this thing where I would call it like a table for 5 because it's me and my 4 championships.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I only got 1 championship now, and I need to add some more hardware.
Yeah, got more gold in that, and you don't do much tag. Do you do much tag team?
No, I honestly don't. No,
I haven't really seen you in any tag matches that I've looked up. So
I have one coming up. I have a tag team match coming up with Carly Bravo, and I like Carly Bravo too. He's the good guy to work out of the Nightmare Factory. Me and him got a tag team match coming up at Say It Loud too, down in we'll just say Miami, Florida.
Okay,
I think it's Fort Lauderdale or something like that.
That's South Florida. It's whatever. It's all one big city.
South Beach. Yeah.
I mean, shit. Lauderdale and Miami are connected now. It's all one city. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, go ahead.
Let's do. So now this time I'm going to take it this time. That's right.
You go for it. This is where we're going.
So this time of the show, with all of our interviews, we like to play a few impossible games. It's like the impossible choice. So thought we would do that with you. And since you are a cinephile just like me, I figured that I could make mine movie related. And it's this.
Do it. You about to expose me because I'm gonna be like, I never saw that.
Oh, don't worry. You'll like this. Go, Jamie.
Okay, so 3 movies. One is you watch every day. The second one you get to watch once a year, and the third one is now gone from existence. No one's ever heard of this movie. It doesn't exist. Thanos, if you will.
Okay.
Here are your 3 movies.
So you said 1 I have to watch every day. 2 once a year.
Once a year you to watch it.
Ooh, damn.
And then the third, and then whichever one's like, it's kind of like Fuck, Marry, Kill, but for movies.
Yeah,
think about it that
way.
Yeah.
And then the third one is gone.
Never
forever.
existed. Never happened.
Thanos into existence. So it seems like you're a Batman guy.
Yeah.
So we'll go with The Dark Knight.
Oh no, I do love The Dark Knight, but The Dark Knight is long as hell. Watch that every day. I do. That's one of my favorite movies, but.
Then you said The Joker is one of your favorite movies.
Yeah,
so
but do I want to be sad all the time? I don't know. Because it's a very moody movie. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong, but I may lean towards. I'm trying to think.
Well, let me give you the third movie here. Hold on a second. Just to give all the choices. What's the third one, Jamie?
And the third one, since you're a Marvel guy, Endgame.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I was saying.
No. He's gonna give you 3.
We'll give you the 3.
You have to put him.
Talking every time. I'm like, The Dark Knight. Sorry, my bad, Jane.
Good.
Okay,
you good.
So we got Endgame. We got Dark Knight. We got The Joker.
You have to decide. One of them you get to watch every day. One of them you get to watch once a year. One of them's Thanos out of existence.
Okay. Damn. I would probably go. Despite what I just said, I'll probably go Joker every day.
Okay.
Damn. Get rid of the Dark Knight. Never existed. Nah, I can't do that. Joker's performance was too legendary in that. And then Endgame is really good too. But with Endgame, I feel that you still got Infinity War and a lot of other great movies. So I would probably say that one. I would say
that one is that Thanos out of existence.
I'd probably say Dark Knight every year, and then
Thanos.
Very meta. I mean, that's why it's an impossible game, because it's like I don't want to get rid of any of these. But
JJ, what would you do in that one?
I would do Dark Knight every day.
Okay.
One of my favorite movies of all time. Side note: the new Batman's supposed to be the longest Batman movie runtime wise. Anyway, that's what I read today. But no, Dark Knight every day, by far. I would probably do Endgame once a year, and then Thanos Joker, simply because I've already got a Joker in there with that. So
I got you. Yeah, you
gotta choose one. One of them's got to go, and it's like of those three, I'd probably do that.
So I would go Endgame every day.
You're more of a Marvel guy, yeah. I get that.
Yeah, but then I would go Dark Knight is once a year, and then I would Thanos Joker, because personally, I know this is I hated it. I did not like it.
Ruffles feathers, damn, you hated it.
Yeah, I did not like it, and Mike, if it didn't exist, I would be in the same position that I am today.
I got you. I can see that though. I'm not mad at that, honestly. I'm really not.
It was too damn depressing. Like, I'm like, man, like, can I just get just a glimpse of hope in this thing?
Yeah,
it was dark for dark's sake.
It was a fucking tragedy. That's what he said. He thought it was a tragedy. Man.
Well, we do need to kind of get this moving along, because I know, JDX, you have things you have to do. So I do want to thank you for your time, but I want to give you time. So last couple minutes here is completely yours. It's Plugville time. So you get to plug whatever you want. Please go.
Well, I was debating. The D stands for debating, because I've been debating for so long whether or not I was going to drop like a 2021 highlight video. I did some impressive things in 2021 that definitely could have been put into a highlight reel. But I was racking my brain whether or not that would help me get bookings. I'm trying to remember when I did a 2021, did it help me get many bookings? I guess it's cool to like give people. But I'm here to say, whoever sees this or hears this, I am open. I have a passport. I'm not vaxxed yet, but I will be vaxxed soon, especially after dealing with COVID. So yeah, I'm open. I'm ready to work. Heel, babyface, whatever you need me to do. Tag team wrestling, singles wrestling, it doesn't matter. I'm down to do it. Social medias, you guys can. I said social medias. My social. You guys can find me at. I believe I just changed it to the.official.jdx on Instagram. On Twitter, I believe it is still official JDX or official.jdx. Damn.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I'll have the links down below. We'll make sure we get the right ones for sure down below, guys.
I'm quickly on point about these things.
you got guys on your socials, man. Come on now.
Because I just recently changed.
You switched them up. I get it. I hear you, man.
Years of being the same thing. I just changed them. And on YouTube, you can find me at I believe it's official JDX too. The official JDX. Hell, if you just type JDX,
use your Google food looking for JDX, you're gonna find him right at the top.
You know what I mean? You'll go find me. You'll be able to find me. Shoot, I'm getting tongue tied here.
Well, we hope you could find him, and if you need to find him because you become one of our favorites to watch up here. You know, we thoroughly enjoyed your matches. We thank you for giving us some of your time. Enjoyed talking to you, nerding out for a good minute here too.
Yeah, we gotta do it again.
We gotta do it again. We gotta do it. You know, especially after Batman comes out. I want to circle back because I want to see what your thoughts were after it comes out. So
we should do a movie review, us three of Batman.
Let's do it. It's on. It's a day.
That would be so fun. Actually,
Yeah, talk movies. I'm down.
3 Mark movies. We'll be back for you guys here. So, join us again. Like I said, every Thursday, new podcasts come out. We have Tuesdays. Tuesdays reserved for interviews. If you're watching this, it's a Tuesday. Come back in a couple days for our weekly podcast. But thank you to JDX again for giving some of your time. We will be back with you shortly. Jamie, why don't you take us home, man?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I have 8 words for you.
That's a lot of words, man. That's a lot of words.
Is. I had to count it out. The D stands for does a Chicago crap.
Hell yeah. That works for me.
See?
It actually was 8 words. No hyphenation this time. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.